Now I made a mistake when I ordered this here. This has an edge here. Now such an edge is quite useful, but it's not so useful here. Because it keeps me from bringing the counter batten in one level down here. It's like a whip, I don't know how you call this in English. So what I will do is I will try to hammer this down as flat here as possible. Then I will fix this underlay or the underlayer, I don't know, with that tape, and then we will nail down this counter batten. Some ladder balancing here. That's okay, I have a wall behind me. We need 2 battens because this is quite long on this side. Yeah. Middle hole is directly in the middle between these 2 battens, and the end hole is directly at the end of this last batten. If I place this batten like that, I cannot fix this thing. So what I will have to do is I will have to make a spacing in between them. Let me just say some words here now. You don't have to use eave battens. In fact, the professional way probably would be to use an eave board. It's a pre-cut board, it has already the right shape, it's trapeze, that helps you to bring up your last roofing tile. Just for an illustration for those of you that are interested in this. Let us just say we have our rafter, and we put our counter batten on it, and then our battens. At first, let us say we put our eave battens in a lying position on the counter batten, and then we put on the roofing tiles. And as you can see, the last roofing tile, it will hang down. Now technically this might not be a problem, your roof will not collapse, but for the eye it's maybe not that pleasant. If we use an eave board instead with the trapeze shape, we end up having all our roofing tiles in a perfect line. We can achieve a similar result by putting the eave battens in an upright position, in a standing position. In fact, the last roofing tile, as you can see, comes up a bit. That's the case with my roof as well, and some people even want to have their roof like this by purpose. That was an old screw. Funny. Now I remember that I once saw a video where there was one who he just took the holders for the guttering and he made on every single of these at the back such a mark. And he said that way it works perfectly fine. You can just put them, screw them now on your eave board and everything is wonderful. And I thought, okay, I'm going to try this, but I don't know how he did it, that it worked. Maybe it works very well if your eave board is very straight in that direction and in that direction. Then this might work, but whenever your eave board is maybe going up and down, then also your guttering will go up and down. Now my eave batten here is certainly not straight, so I would have a very curvy guttering. And when you just take one of such holders at one end and another at the other end, and then you have such a thread. Is this a thread? I hope so. Then you have the chance to make at least your guttering straight, though your eave batten might not be straight. Gerade ist was anderes. Gut. Oben.
Jo, wunderbar, sehr gut, danke.
Now when I at first made my calculation on how many roofing tiles I would need, I made a pretty exact calculation. And when I then constructed the roof, I found that my roof overhang was too small, so I decided to make the roof overhang wider, well knowing that this would mean that I would run out of roofing tiles at the end. But I did not expect it to be such a problem to find enough roofing tiles, and so I waited for weeks to finish this. I don't know how many weeks, but finally I have them, and so I can finish this roof project now. Now, just one thing is, at least here in Germany, you have to secure your roofing stones with such, I don't know how this is called, because of storm. Now, something you always have to consider is that at the outer parts of your roof you can have very strong uplifting forces due to wind. And this is because of all kinds of turbulences. I mean, the wind is coming at your gable wall and it's hitting your, however this is called, and the roof cannot go through this, so the wind cannot go through this, so he has to find its way. And yeah, so some of the wind goes beneath this structure and some goes upward, and this means that you have all kinds of turbulences at the outer part of your roof, and this results in, as I said, in uplifting forces. So you have to secure your especially your tiles or stones at the outer part of your roof. Now, just one thing, why am I calling this roofing stone and not tile? At least here in Germany, because it's made of concrete and not of clay, we call this stone and not tile. I don't know if this is the case in English-speaking areas as well. Now I have such a small piece, and obviously I cannot fix this piece here with the screw because I cannot drill through that one here. So what I will use, there is a glue for this whole thing. It's a polyurethane, on the basis of polyurethanes, and there's a very characteristic smell of isocyanates. Now I'm not sure in a professional dimension if you are allowed to use something like this. What you could also do is you could also use half tiles, and when you do this, you can do the following. For example, and you have the chance to take a whole tile, and you can always drill that tile. You can cut it and drill it in here. Okay, but these tiles, they look not so nice, so I will not use them. I got them from a local roofer, but they are very old, as one can see, as you can see. Before you glue them, make sure you remove the coating, because otherwise you will glue the coating to that stone and it will not last. So you have to remove the coating to lay bare the stone, the concrete beneath, and then you can glue concrete to concrete. It would be better if you do it on the... I only have 5 points where I will glue. I think this will be enough. If you want to make sure it really lasts, and make the whole stone. Ein Rad ist gefährlich? Ja. Oh, ja, muss man aufpassen, ne? Wie man das macht. Ja, man kann mit dem Kopf umknicken, ja.